Hello, welcome everyone to Venture with Joe and Cody. I am Joe. That is Cody over there.
Hey,
Hello.
what's up?
Yes, I'm not in a great mood, so we're gonna see how this goes. Cody knows this; he's already been pre-warned.
Yes,
But I'm just
I've been
tired.
abused already.
I know I'm tired though. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt you. It's just that I'm tired.
It's okay. I was abused as
Yeah.
a child, so I'm used to it.
Well, we lived in Yamhill, Carlton. That was like normal, you know.
Right?
So I
Yeah,
just over
it's just the
stereotyped
norm.
an entire two communities. So it's probably this is not going well. So sorry for people in Yamhill, Carlton. That is not true.
Yeah, I
And my
wasn't
parents,
actually abused. I
my
was
parents never did
I
either.
was very spoiled.
Yeah, my mom did chase me around with a spoon a couple times. She may deny it, but like took a
Yeah.
wooden spoon out of the drawer
Oh, yeah.
and
We had
chased
a
me around.
paddle. We had a
But I
paddle
deserved
with
it. Like I
designated drawer.
honestly, yeah, I deserved it. Did they ever shake the drawer to like just
No,
like a warning shot?
no. I
Okay.
knew because I'd be in my room like waiting, and then I'd hear
Yeah.
the drawer close, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's happening. I
I
guess
heard
what I
like
did was
yeah, we
bad
would get
enough.
because we had like big family and we'd get the drawer shake. We're like, uh
Oh
oh,
yeah.
spoon's coming out.
Like, this is your final warning.
Dude, I would I was such a terror. Like I'd run around the house, my mom chasing me around, like trying to spank my bottom with a spoon.
I love it.
I deserved it all. I deserved it
Right.
all. And my
That's
mom,
just it.
honestly, that was not a regular occurrence. It was when it was the worst of the worst cases, like when I was really bad. It wasn't like my mom just had a spoon in her hand beating
Just
everyone.
like,
Like, if she heard this podcast, she probably isn't listening to this podcast. But if she
right.
heard it, she'd be on this, be like, do not talk about that as if I did something bad
Yeah,
to you. She did
exactly.
not. Yes.
Yeah. It was like 3 times in your life. Come
I know.
on.
I know. And I
Yeah.
deserved it. Like, honestly, anything they would have done to me, I remember I deserved it. So I'm not even complaining. So,
It's
yeah.
funny because remember, I remember when I started being more of a problem child.
Yeah.
I didn't ever feel like I was a problem child at home. It was outside of home. And that
Okay.
wasn't until like middle school age. But I do remember the, like spankings and everything as a
Yeah.
young kid, and it's funny because I look back and I'm like, I couldn't tell you one single thing that I did or didn't do that promoted those spankings.
Yeah.
But then you have your own kids and you're like, sometimes it's just a matter of like, you're not listening and you continue to not listen, and
Yeah.
eventually there becomes a consequence.
I
So
know. I know. And some kids, like, obviously we don't need the hate mail for people that are anti, spanking, whatever. But it was like,
yeah,
I needed it. Like,
I did too.
people like, oh, time out for you and sit in the corner is like, my family is like redhead Scottish. Like,
Right.
that's not going to work.
It's not gonna work.
Like it's not going to work. And you
Yeah.
know what's funny is I spanked Cora once in my life, but Cora is insane. Was historically.
Right.
She would, and I'd tell her like, she'd get so crazy. She'd go in the room like this. She's probably 4 or 5 and she'd kill me if she knew I was saying this in a public forum, but she'd be like completely naked, screaming in a rocking chair, like horror movie
Oh man.
rocking chair screaming because she's upset about something. It was
Uh-huh.
she was absolutely nuts. Like,
Well, that's great.
and I remember spanking her, and I was like, I'll never do that again. It wasn't like anything abusive; it was just a spanking. But I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't my style. But I was like, Rory, perfect kid. Like, hey, you disappointed us. He was more mad that he disappointed us than anything.
Sure.
Still is to this day that
Oh,
like
just crushed
that
by it.
disappointment is more than what he just did.
Right.
Cora will smile. She smiles when you discipline her. She doesn't natural. She's not even doing it to be rude. She just like
Right.
it's a natural like smile as you get more mad. I'm like, you are
Dude,
crazy, and it's me.
I'm
Like she's paying me back for me. Like
right.
I know it.
I have the same thing with our daughter too. So she's 5, and I thought, because she's crazy as well, and
Yeah.
if she was here, she'd tell you the same thing. Um, but I thought that it was just her, and I'm wondering if it's maybe a little bit of a girl thing too, because there's times where I'm like, I'm not always a very like super serious person. So usually whenever I'm more serious at home, like with the kids, it's kind of like, oh, okay,
Yeah. Something's wrong here. Yeah.
this is a different version of
Yeah.
dad.
Same here.
And with her, it is like she will do this. She's like
Doesn't
trying to
care. Yeah.
contort her face because she knows that she's smiling and she shouldn't be. And I'm like,
Oh, I
move your
love
hands
it.
away. And she's like, I
Yeah.
don't want to,
No,
because she's trying to
can't.
not smile. And I'm like, you're laughing at me right now
Yes.
while I'm
Trying
trying
to
to
take you
explain to you.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to take you seriously.
Ah, So it's so tough because
It
then it
is
makes me want to
crazy.
laugh
I
because I'm
know.
like, I'm trying
I
to be
know.
serious with you to get a point across, and you're laughing at me right now.
I
Like, I want to
know.
be. I'm either going to be more frustrated or you're going to make me laugh, and then I got to try to hold back my laugh. It
For
sucks.
sure. Yeah, each kid a little different. I don't know how we got into this
Yeah,
conversation.
I don't either.
I don't know what's going on.
I think it
Um,
was you already punishing or abusing me earlier.
yes, yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're already making me feel better, so that's good.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Um, what's new with anything new with family? You guys are all doing the same old right now. You've got a couple more weeks of school, right? Or is it when do
Yes,
you
we've
guys
got a.
go? Do you guys go later?
We go. I want to say it's like middle of June, 18th, somewhere 12th,
We're probably
10th,
the same,
somewhere in
maybe a
that
week
general.
early. I don't think we had many snow days, so I think
We didn't either.
we're not extending into anything later.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forget
No,
when that is.
ours are wrapping up here. We're yeah, got another 2-3 weeks left of football and soccer, and um,
Nice.
yeah, I'm Eli is so he's doing like rec soccer right now, and then he's trying out for the select soccer group too. So we've between those multiple practices for each of those teams, plus then Zeke's and
Nice.
like games and we like all that stuff. I
Yeah,
was
it's
just looking
busy.
at the calendar earlier this morning just to kind of get a gauge for everything, and it's like the next 3 weeks. It's every evening, every weekend. There's something,
Yeah,
and
there's something.
it's all
It's just
fun
what
and
they're at.
exciting.
And
But
you have more kids than I do. So
yeah, I've
you're
got
like
we've
that
got
much more busy.
our daughter is. I don't think she like we haven't told her anything about her having the ability to play sports or do things that she wants to do. So it's
It's
still
totally
kind of
like
like,
a third child. You're like, you're good. You
yeah,
got a great personality.
we're gonna
Let's
hold
just
out
do
until
that.
you ask us. Because we've had people that are like, "Are you gonna put her in soccer or do anything?" I'm like,
uh,
"I'm not sure yet. We're just gonna kind of
yeah.
wait and see." But I think
It's so bad. Like it's so bad because it's not fair. It's not.
yes,
We
I
did the
know.
same with Cora to an extent. It's like you're fine. Like
Yeah,
just do rec. Like she's like,
uh
didn't
huh.
Rory do club pretty soon? We're like,
Yes.
yeah, it's don't worry about it.
I don't
Like,
know. It's hard to remember back that far. Yeah, I don't know
it's
that she'll
so
have any
bad.
interest in sports stuff. I
Yeah.
could see her definitely like she is
Well,
a
especially when her parents don't encourage it.
I
Like,
know, right? I could see her
she just
wanting to
wasn't into
do
sports. Like we just didn't let her
right.
have
Yeah, I don't know what
anything in
happened.
sports related.
She didn't know that
Like,
there was actually girls' sports until she got into high school,
yeah, exactly. Then we told her.
right?
Like,
I could
another
see
thing for
her
her
wanting to
therapy
do
sessions. Like,
yes, right? I
yeah.
could see her wanting to do more of like dance type of stuff. She is a dancer, singer,
Yeah.
that's all. So again, we have not, at least I haven't, maybe my wife has told her that there are actually like teams or classes or things that you can go to for that kind of stuff. But she's also 5 and I feel like,
Yeah,
all
that's
right,
true.
she's
That's true. She's
not even
young.
in kindergarten yet. I think
She's
we
young.
can write it out for another year or so. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
things are busy. Work's been staying pretty busy,
Yeah.
and it feels
Yeah,
like
you got a
there's
couple
more
deals with us going on.
couple deals with you guys. Yeah, absolutely. So it's like
Yeah.
feels like there's just more activity, the rate side of it's not cooperating, but
No.
a lot of that is tied to the war. So it's hard to say. It's hard to really know
Yeah. What's gonna
if where
happen?
we're at right now is just a product of that, because I think it is, because we were quite a bit lower than this just 3 months ago. So I think it's just one of those bumps in the road, but everything still seems to be kind of just churning along.
Yeah.
But I did get gas the other day and it was 5.19. That
Dude,
was a little,
crazy.
I know, and that was at Costco.
I have not to brag, but I have an electric car.
Oh
And
yeah. See,
so I look at
you're
all you
saving a lot right
people
now.
with your gas prices. I'm like, what a bunch of losers. But our electricity bill is
Idiots.
probably higher than everyone else's.
Right?
Like,
It's
so it
got to
really
be
doesn't
pretty
matter.
good though. I
Yeah, it
mean,
does feel good. Christina's like talking about gas prices. She's got a regular gas car, and I'm like,
oh,
loser. Like,
yeah, right?
I'm gonna go plug
So
it for
old school.
free, or what it appears to be for free.
Yes, exactly.
Like, because she
You don't have to
sees the
swipe a
electric
card for
bill
it.
every year,
Huh?
or every month. But yeah.
Well,
Well,
you're saving a lot right now.
I know. I feel like I don't look at gas prices at all. And so the random times I do, I'm like $5. Ay caramba. Like,
Right? Yeah,
Tough. But
no bueno.
anyways, moving on.
Yes. What
I'm
do you
just gonna
got?
surprise you with some stuff. I was just looking up stuff that, some of the top. Well, we are the top podcast for real estate and lending. However, there
Absolutely.
are others. There are others out there. So I
Okay.
do my research into the others and
So
see
we've
what
got
they're talking
competition.
about.
Yeah.
But yeah, mortgage rates stuck in the mid sixes. Let me see. As of early May 2026, the average rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage is sitting around 6.3 to 6.5. Blah blah blah. Um, People are talking about rate strategies, arms versus fixed, buy
Mm-hmm.
downs, whether the Fed's going to move. What's with the Fed, by the way? I don't follow it as much as I should, but is when does the new chairman? Is there a new chairman? Is there one coming? Like, what's the deal with that?
Yes. I could be wrong, but I think he got sworn in today.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I saw
Well, I guess
a little
this will be posting Friday, so he got
yeah,
sworn 2 days ago.
so a couple days ago. Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't read the article. I just saw like a little
Okay.
notification on it. But if he didn't, then I know it's like going to be any time now.
Okay. Is there any
Um,
hype behind like him or her doing whatever to fix the rates?
yes, that was
Okay.
from what I read that there was maybe that he's a little more pro bringing rates down.
Okay.
But like I read an article this morning that was just talking about how that could be in this current environment that we're in with inflation and the war and everything that's going on, like might be kind of a hard sell to the rest of the Fed members
Yeah.
on bringing rates down in this environment. Because the article I was reading was like, there's a chance that the Fed rates can be going up based on where inflation is at and everything. So I think going into it, there was a lot of excitement around him being the new Fed chairman and having a little bit more of a aggressive stance on bringing rates down a little bit quicker. And I did a like a webinar thing. I was part of a webinar. I was an attendee, and he was talking about like the guy's stance on it and how it's just a little bit more of a active approach rather than reactive approach. So I think that there's some excitement on that. I think it's maybe just bad timing of when he's getting in that he couldn't like potentially maybe make some changes sooner than later just because it's not really a position to just kind of go, hey, we got all this going on. Let's drop rates and
Yeah.
see what
Yeah. For
happens.
sure. He can't just willy nilly do that. But
Yeah, and I don't think he really has the power. I don't know enough. I
yeah,
think it's he's the leader of the pack, but
for
then
sure.
there's everybody else
No,
that
that makes
votes
sense.
on it. So,
That makes
but
sense.
yeah, I think it'll be good.
Okay. Okay. What else are they talking about? Lending, AI and lending right now. So it's saying more than 1 in 4 Americans plan to use AI during their home buying process, with top uses including comparing mortgage rates and lenders. 65% of
Mm,
people said that.
okay.
Estimating how much they can afford, 53%, and simulating payment scenarios, 42%.
Mm,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, and then it's covering how loan officers are actually using AI in their own business. Is residential doing anything? Are you like guys? Obviously, anyone that's going to stick around has got to start adapting to this stuff and utilizing it like
Yeah.
to their advantage. Is residential doing anything, and or you doing anything for that?
Yeah, so we do have a like a system that we use for guidelines to where it is an AI based one, to where we can type in our question and then it's going to pull through just like normal AI does, and then it hits you with the links. But it's all connected to the guidelines of FHA and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So it's just a quicker way of us being able to get to those answers. Because
Okay.
sometimes it's like you're looking through hundreds of pages and trying to kind of sift through it. So that's helped with some of that stuff. I mean, we definitely use it for some marketing stuff. Um, I know that they're working on not even so much the company, but just the industry as a whole of ways where AI can help with underwriting certain documents
Yeah,
to where it will, it's going to have to fit this certain criteria and certain documents, but it will scan through it and it will do the work to say, here's the number, or yes, this passes, this checks the box. And then the underwriter, I'm assuming it's probably going to be a longer test run on that, but then the underwriter is now only needing to verify a few of the items instead of
I
all
see.
of them. So it just kind of speeds up the process, which then instead of it taking the underwriter, say a couple hours to get through a file, it might only take them 30 minutes because
Okay.
a lot of the other stuff that's can be easily verified is verified. So that's the stuff I'm aware of right now. I mean, like
Yeah,
I think all of us as loan officers are using it from a idea standpoint, marketing standpoint, ways that we can be standing out on AI when people are doing those searches. So,
for sure.
what
Yeah,
about
that's
you?
interesting. It'll be we use it a lot. Like I use it a lot. We built the programs I think we've talked about, sellers and buyers, resource center, bought us
Yeah.
or built a seller's net sheet not too long ago that basically like allows sellers, our clients to kind of put in information from their home, their debt on the home, all that stuff, and pumps out like, hey, here's what you'll profit at the end of if you sold it for X amount with all the
Hmm.
commissions and the various things that you might pay, and you can play around with that. But we've used it for we just did it for real estate investors that are selling that there's a lot of data that we need to know as agents to be able to market the home, the fourplex, the duplex, the whatever that we're selling. So we have it a super easy, like easy to checklist thing for sellers to put in all the data specifically for a rental.
Yeah.
And then what it pumps out is a nice PDF form of like, here's the cap rate, here's everything, and we can provide that to buying agents and different people looking to buy. So yeah, we use it pretty heavily. Like I think in this industry, people can argue with me all you want. I tell Christina, it's like I think there's enough people out there that will stay in the industry. Like we'll be real estate agents will be fine
Yeah.
until we retire. But I'm curious
Sure.
to know if Cora's age, people coming up will end up
Yeah.
needing an agent. I just don't know how that'll look. Like I think it's
It's,
easy to say you have to have an agent, you have to have forward facing because we just don't know
hmm
what it would look like without it. But
yeah.
just like everything else in the world, farming, all this stuff, like when tractors came out, when all that
Uh
stuff, it was like,
huh.
oh, you still, it's never gonna hit or never gonna. I, I just I
I
can see a
know.
lot of it, a lot of industry being AI, ran. Like
Hmm.
there might be, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head of like an agent that kind of oversees, a certain amount of transactions, to make sure that AI is doing it all right, everything's contractually right, double checking various things. But I just don't know, like, negotiations. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Hmm.
So right now we're taking advantage of it to make ourselves um, an agency that people can have the easiest time to buy or sell, like have the most resources, the easiest way for a seller and a buyer. We try to find the pain points and try to limit the pain points for every seller and buyer by adopting
Yeah.
AI tools and technology to kind of see if we can make this process to where people are like, dude, it's super easy to do it through Joe and
Yeah.
Christina. So that's kind of what we're
Well,
focused on. And I think there's
yeah.
enough old people our age, even our age below, that's still going to use
Hmm.
agents. But I'm like, I
Yes.
think we can make it to retirement, but I'm not sure what our
Yeah.
industry looks like,
I know.
for the younger generation. So it'll be interesting,
Yeah.
and maybe they adapt, and maybe it becomes pay structure becomes different, but they still are in the industry doing different things or handling different things. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. And I
We try to
wonder
stay
that
up on it.
too. Yeah, because I've thought about that, and I see articles every once in a while talking about the AI in the mortgage business
Hmm.
and taking over some of that stuff too. And it's hard to know. I have been hearing though too, and I don't have a source that I'm necessarily could say that I'm hearing this from, but I have been hearing that some of the younger generations than us actually are wanting more of a in-person type of experience because
Yeah, I
they
can see
are,
that. I can see that
everything
generally.
has been digital for their
That's true.
upbringing in their life
That's
to
true.
where it's like having some of that kind of personal trust, touch, everything, that could carry some weight there too. And
No,
I
that's a
also
good
wonder
point.
too, buying a house is for the most part the largest purchase that anybody's ever going to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that there's maybe it'll be different. Like you said, in 15 years, maybe, AI will be a part of everything and it's just trusted.
And it
I
will
do
be
wonder,
like, but just at what
yeah,
extent? Like,
yeah. I wonder at some point where will there be I'm going to use AI for 95% of the things that I need the internet to do. But those other couple things, I want to make sure that it's done
yeah,
correctly. I
yeah,
want to have a professional that walks me
for
through
sure.
this. And it's kind of like I feel it is kind of like what I've been going through with working on my truck, where it's like I can get so much information from YouTube
Yeah.
videos and I can get all this stuff, but there does become a point where I say, I don't really actually know what I'm doing, and now it looks
Yeah.
like I'm in over my head. I probably should have a professional walk me through this. So I don't know. It's hard to imagine, real estate agents and loan officers completely going away, but
Yeah.
it may eliminate certain positions and the amount of need for X amount of
For sure.
all of us. But
For sure. Which gets me into my rant that we talked about on our live stream of like agents have to get, and I'll speak for agents, you can speak for lenders, but
mhm.
you better get on the ball with AI because
Yeah,
and this whole like BS about 5 o'clock p.m. I don't answer any phone calls or 6 o'clock p.m. on
right.
Monday through Friday and I don't work Saturday, Sunday. I'm like, you're insane and you're not going to have a job. And don't complain in the comments that, you've been working 30 years and you're super successful and you've had a 8 to 5 real estate job because you haven't. So,
Yeah,
but and AI is going like because what's happening now is you're people like us that are if they don't have an agent, you've got to make yourself valuable. You've got to show people that are new in this industry that are looking into to real estate that they're like, oh well, my agent can't answer my phone at 5 o'clock, so I'm just going to research in Chat GPT and I'm going to research
yes,
Claude and I'm going to research Perplexity, and they're going to get a bunch of answers pumped out, right or wrong or
hmm
indifferent, and you weren't there to correct or to verify or to help them out.
yeah,
And you're just becoming less and less worth any money to people. When you are not there to help them out, to answer questions, they're going to find answers. Like people have resources to find answers. So if you want to do your whole 8 to 5 game and, so you're going to see agents lose from AI for sure.
yeah,
Especially the lazy ones that think they're better than they really are. So,
uh-huh,
anyways, that's my short term thing that I think is going to happen. It's
yeah.
like Joe
I'm with
Skipper's
you.
angry rant, tired rant.
I think the
But it's
same thing
true.
will,
Like,
yeah.
argue the point to me if you think I'm wrong. Like, not
hmm
you, but anyone that's listening is like, tell me you can be a super successful agent representing clients that are worth a lot of money that want to buy homes worth a lot of money, and you're like, sorry, I don't answer the phone past 6, and watch that client go to me, who's going to answer his phone past 6, and go to Cody, who's going to talk to you on the weekends, like, and get you pre-approved so you can make an offer on a house that just came up. It's just not. It's just to me that business model I have not seen successful on a long-term basis with agents. And if
hmm
you're there, prove me wrong.
Yeah,
Show me the stats, but I don't think it's there. And as AI
yeah,
comes along, you're even going to become less and less worthwhile. And that's where I think those people that built their business, the discount brokers that like, hey, we'll list your home for $750, we'll list it and we'll handle the contract and blah blah blah. That they do it on purpose. That they're just getting quantity over quality. AI is taking you over in a second. Like they're going to take you over in a second because you're worthless. Like you don't do anything for anyone. So they're just going to be able to find AI, find out how to put it on Zillow, find out how to put it on Google,
right.
Facebook Marketplace, whatever it may be, and they're just going to not pay you because you're worthless.
hmm
So, anyways,
Well, and that's the last thing that I want, right? Like you get some of these people that are like they don't answer the phone on the weekends or evenings or they have whatever reason it is. Like I want my clients, whether there's somebody that I don't even have an application for and they're asking me questions, or there's somebody that's under contract, like I want them asking me questions. I don't want them going to the internet to look at everything because like you said, there's going to be mixed information. If I want to find an answer that lines up with my thought on whatever that question is, I'm going to find that on there.
yeah,
That doesn't mean that
yeah,
it's right,
yep,
but there's a lot of bad information out there and there's a lot of good information out there. But like I want to be that trusted resource because I
for
want them
sure.
to think every time I have a question about a mortgage related thing, I want to call my loan officer and know that he's going to answer and he's going to take care of me, because there does become a point where if you're not doing that, then in that person's mind, it's like, well, what would be the difference in me doing this through the internet as opposed to through a person? Like they hardly get back to me. When they do, they just email me. Like what is the big value here? If I'm constantly in communication with them and answering their questions all the time and walking them through this stuff, I feel like that's where like that's our battle against the robots is, yeah, the robots can do certain things for you, but they can't walk you through the emotions of things and
For sure.
explain it in detail that you understand. I don't know. That's probably going to be some of the battle down the
Yeah.
road is we're we're not fighting or competing with each other as much as we are competing with somebody going through AI versus a human.
Yeah, and we're so rough in AI right now that to your point of like AI and I forget what it's called, but there's a term of basically it agrees with you. You can say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm right on this. Confirm I'm right." They're like, "Cool," or I think this. They're
Yes.
like, "Yeah, you are."
Uh-huh.
But there's now prompts to basically say, "Play devil's advocate for what I just said." And find out my weaknesses because AI does have a tendency to just agree with everything you say. So in our on our world, we're just kind of in this wild west of the AI world, and people like obviously my kids will be savvier in it than we are.
Yeah.
We are more than our parents are, but people are dabbling enough in it to be dangerous, and that's
Mhm.
I think what you're saying is real estate. You can't just sit around and be a worthless like you know post that the people are like, yeah, I spent all night talking to AI because you didn't talk to me. I found all this stuff out. And now you, as the agent, either need to verify it or correct them through that. And then they're worrying, like, oh, are they right? Because
Yeah, dude.
AI said this, like they all did this, and this agent's not calling me. So
Uh-huh.
I spent all night, trying to find my own answers
Yeah.
while this agent is sleeping, so, anyways, it's just going to be a weird world, and I think that's where we're in right now. I do think AI will become more and more developed and more hone in on the mistakes it makes and the
Mhm.
the things that it does wrong and the things that it does to lead people astray. And as that improves, who knows where our market goes. But right now is a critical time to be a resource that's there that they can talk on the phone with and confirm or deny what they're looking on AI because everyone's looking at it. Like same with
Totally.
Zillow. It's the old
Yeah.
school, it's the new school Zillow. It was like I just looked at Zillow, my house is worth $750,000 because Zillow says it is. And agents, we've had to do it for years of like, okay, it's a good starting point. It is Year's estimate does say that. However, this is how Zillow works, and it can't
Yeah.
do what we can do to kind of narrow down the price. And you can see that estimates are this far off of what homes actually sell for. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's the same thing with AI. And if you're the agent that kind of thinks I'm like a doctor. I
Right.
get off at 5 and
Uh-huh.
people can't get a hold of me because I'm so important. I'm like, no, you're not. Stop.
Yeah.
You took a 180-hour course for a couple $1,000s.
Right.
So get over yourself.
Yeah.
Anyways, rant over.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure to watch it like over the next even just couple years, but let alone 10,
Yeah.
15 years,
Yeah, it's going
because
so
things
fast.
will, I think once that age, because I know that we're there's more millennials buying now, or like demographic wise, than boomers. So it's like
Yeah.
we're slowly kind of shifting that a little bit, and then in another 15 years we're going to have, I don't know, I'm terrible with remembering which generations
Yeah.
or which ones, but it's like you have that next one that's going to be coming up and getting into their 20s and 30s, and that's going to be, they're going to have grown up with AI, just like we grew up with the internet and our parents didn't, and you had to walk them through like, here's how you log in to
Yeah.
AOL, and
Yeah.
they're like, this is dumb, I'm not going to do this. It's the same thing, but it's going to be normal for them. But I do wonder though, will that need or want for a actual person to walk me through this,
Yeah.
because it's such a big deal, and if I don't want to screw something up here, I don't want a computer to screw something up, because what if I didn't do it right and I lose my house?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I do think that there's going to be a lot of that, but the research side, the how to find that person, maybe that part of it changes
Yeah.
is over time too.
I know it'll be interesting because if it does hone in to the point where, let's say, Cora is 13, 14, 15, and AI has gotten so streamlined that the confidence is there that maybe even like, not to say the government's the one and all be all, but the government's like, yeah, AI is doing this right, buying homes right, getting loans the proper way. It's able to
Hmm.
do it legally. We recognize it as a way to
Yeah,
get pre-approved. It'll be
sure.
interesting to see if they're like that. But I do see some kind of kids wanting more throwback. I think
Hmm.
kids are savvier. I think our generation like grew up like kind of obsessed with the technology because it's like
Yeah,
it's new, it's fresh,
new and
it's like
cool.
this is so cool what it can do. And now like Cora's lived with it. You do maybe see that kids are gonna grow up to want a little more throwback, like classic
Yeah,
face-to-face interactions. I think we're seeing a pendulum always goes back and forth, and I think that pendulum went to us being a kind of an antisocial society
yeah,
very tech driven, like phones in our face. I'm wondering if that swings back when people are like, I'm kind of sick of this. There's not good that comes
Yeah.
out of this.
Right.
Um, so I see that sometimes. I'm like, it's just like sometimes nice to do a classic old thing, like go meet with
Mm-hmm.
a friend, see him in
Yes.
person. Like I saw you on that podcast. I was like, wow, we see each other on a screen all the time. Like it
Every
was kind
time.
of weird to
Yeah.
see you in person. Like,
Right.
it's just weird, but yeah,
Oh,
it'll be
I
interesting,
was,
man.
well, I had this little flashback. It took me back to high school days. Um, you remember, I don't know if you remember or not, when Tony Hawk did the 900.
Yeah, yeah,
So like big deal at the time, right? And I watched this little video clip of it, and it was, I want to say it was 1999. And one of the first things that I noticed was everybody in the crowd and all of his friends and everybody, nobody had a phone
I
out.
know, crazy,
And
huh?
so you see everybody like excited and they're
Crazy.
super into it, and it's like living in that moment. And then it
Yeah,
happens and everybody's hugging him and jumping around, and not a single phone was out. No
yeah,
videos were being taken. It was just the broadcast, and it was just like it does. It takes you back to that time of like, oh man, it was so different, and like the technology was really cool because we're now able to use the internet and all
yeah.
this stuff. But then it changes so far that now you watch a sporting event or
Oh,
anything that happens, and it's like
everything.
everybody's got their
I
phone out,
know.
everybody's recording it, everybody's posting it, and I do think that is starting to and probably will swing back to like, dude, we don't have to have, not
Yeah,
everything
maybe
has to
more
be
balanced.
recorded.
Yeah, more of a
Hmm.
balanced. Because I think of that stuff like, and I think part of it is maybe getting older, and I don't want to just get
Yeah,
older just to get older, but I do
sure.
think that, there was it's kind of nice to just like sitting in the doctor's office when you just
Hmm.
had to sit there, like,
Right.
and you grabbed a magazine or,
Yes.
like, but
Uh-huh.
you look around, you just go to any event today or tomorrow, anything you do, phones are in people's faces. Like no one's looking up, no one's looking around, no one's just sitting there. And if they
Uh-huh.
sit there, it's suspicious. Like you're like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? Like
Uh-huh.
who is this terrorist that's like just looking
Exactly.
around, not at their phone? It's just it's weird. I would love to see it go back a little bit. Like I love technology, but I just think it's like, yeah,
I
it
know.
kind of is sad when you start seeing that stuff that like everyone's in their phone, like
Uh-huh.
no one's looking up at each other, no one's
Yeah.
like doing anything. Just kind of weird. Anyways,
I
maybe I'm
noticed
just getting
that
old.
like just walking by someone,
Yeah,
whether it's on the sidewalk or in a
yeah,
building or wherever, and it's hard enough to get people even just to look at you.
I
Like
know.
I'll purposefully, probably seems kind of weird, but like I'll be looking directly at them,
Yeah,
waiting to say hi or
yeah,
smile or something, and they won't even look up. And I'm like,
I
man, this is
know.
so weird.
It's crazy, huh?
Like nobody even wants to interact with people anymore.
Yeah.
And I get it, some days it's not your day, but in general, it's like, oh man, everybody's just glued to their phones
And they're just
and
used to not interacting with people. Yeah.
mhm,
Crazy, crazy.
crazy.
Well,
Yep.
my man, our time's up. We're done.
Yep. Yep. Clock's
For
run out.
those of you that are still with us, sign up, subscribe for Venture with Joe and Cody. We have a live stream that goes on every Thursday night as well. So go to Facebook and YouTube if you want to hear us live. But yeah, Venture with Joe and Cody, that helps us out a lot. But like and subscribe, give us a review, and
Hmm.
let us know how we're doing. Don't give me a negative review because of my negative attitude, because it affects Cody too. So you don't
It
want to hurt
does.
Cody.
Right here in my heart.
Like, uh, okay, man. Well, until next week, we will chat with you later.
That sounds good. Have a good one.
Okay, see you, man.
All right. See ya.